long life Africa, yeah. Oh yeah. Long life Africa, oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Long life African continent. Oh yeah. Our scientists put us through the Africa stand
Eagle Tiger Vision. Before the gospel is being introduced, the African don't believe in God. English men say God. The Eagle say hog man. Without hearing anything from Oyibo, the Oyibo don't come and tell Eagle say call your God hog man, or tell the Yoruba call your God Oluwa, or tell the Igbo brothers your God is called Chineke. Never. So if you know this, so why can't you step out and do something that will help yourself and help your community and feel the blessing that God has given? Not everything will have to depend on you, bro. Yes, we love them, they love us. It's an open market. Bring your product, I bring my product. It's an open market. I buy yours, you buy mine. I don't get that, you don't get this, so we exchange. But through money. And one thing again, Oyibo make their currency stronger than we the African. Why? And one thing again, they don't want us to print our own currency. No, we have to depend on them. They have to give us the order to print our currency. They print it for us. All the francophone countries in Africa and the anglophone, the French control their currency. A lot to say, man. Time has come. Don't be a fool. Take that freedom to be a fool. Take that freedom to be wise. I understand where you're going. I understand where you're coming from. When the going get tough, you know where to retreat. Eagle Tiger Vision TV. Always click that button and subscribe. Every time you see it on the top, left or right, sometime. We are here for you, sons and daughters of Africa. Big it up from the giant Nigeria. Step out, it's on the way. People from all various places are checking things out here to see that the very Merry Christmas is still on the way. And people are having a good time already. But we're all like a penguin here. Everybody dressing like a penguin because it's cold. So, this is the Eagle Tiger Vision. We tell the fellow right here from California talk about what is happening, affecting the human being life, both in Africa and Caribbean and America and Asian and Russian and Europe. So, what is happening in Nigeria now? I'm sure you know a little bit about Nigeria.
Honestly, I haven't heard anything that's been going on in Nigeria. My focus, all that I've been hearing about on the news lately has obviously been either Ukraine or Iran.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why we're trying to let the people know exactly what is going on. Nigeria right today, there's Boko Haram.
Oh, yes.
You have terrorists killing. You have bandits kidnapping. You have a lot of insanities going on. So we want to see that solidarity from various parts of the world.
Yes, sir.
What do you have to say?
I think we just open conversations with everybody. We just speak what we feel without fighting or without arguing, and speak to listen and not speak to be heard. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
You know, right? Because a lot of people they speak to be heard because they just want and they yell, but nobody else is listening.
That's the point.
Right.
You see the back right there, people who are protesting for their right. In Iran, I was just passing by, see Iran, the killing, the massacre.
It's heartbreaking.
And the same thing is happening in Nigeria. Nobody know about this.
Right. What got my heart back there walking like that was, and I actually talked to my wife about it. I showed her, was that you only see that they're hurting adults, but no, there's photos of
children
like that, and that breaks the heart. Like that. And of course, regardless if you're a child or an adult, or like that, but just seeing that there's a child that's been killed because of a regime's tyranny. It's horrific. It's horrible.
I tell you, brother. And now you're coming to the point. You can imagine in Nigeria, in front of the Muslim, they would take a child at the age of 8. They slaughter a daughter. Crazy.
Well,
and we are asking for individual allies, the whole world, to to give a certain kind of advice. So what are your kind of strategy you have to end this operation?
With strategy,
Yeah.
conversation. That would be the best strategy. Open up dialogue with each other instead of going out there and just being hateful or spiteful because you don't understand what's going on there. You're more worried about if I can keep my Starbucks or anything like that, but not really worrying about, I might not have that Starbucks in the future because there's other people out there who want to take that from me. Something like that,
Right.
And so, and then that just leads further into more people wanting to have more animosity towards each other. And you're talking about war or something like that. I'm a veteran. We're retired, and so I have seen the horrors of war. I've seen the horrors of mass genocide, and I've seen the horrors and stuff like that. But the other thing too is I've seen a lot of the beauty in the world too, and I've seen a lot of we've been out there and provide humanitarian assistance to other nations in a lot of different areas. You're talking about Boko Haram, like that. I know that we did operations against them and like that, and we did operations in northeastern Africa and like that to try to help curb that.
So you were in the operation in Africa one time.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
How long was that?
Well, they call that global war on terrorism, like that. So a lot of people they equate a global war on terrorism on just the Middle East or and that's it. They don't realize that the global war on terrorism. We were doing operations in the Philippines and in Eastern Africa, and in Europe and in the Middle East, all over the areas, like that. Even in Central and South America, there's stuff going on all over the place and like that. But agendas here in the country and agendas abroad and like that only give you a certain amount of information. Mm-hmm. So the biggest thing is something I learned in service: knowledge is power. Go out there and learn as much as you can about what's going on around you. The more you know, the more that you can actually speak out confidently and being able to learn how to debate. And I think that's a big thing too, learning how to debate. Because debating is not arguing. Debating is getting my side, listening to your side, and coming to a common ground. Yeah. Common ground.
God bless you, man. And you made mention of service. How long you serve? Is it Air Force, Navy, or Marine?
I was a Marine for 18 years.
Wow, yes. That's a long time,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Respect is due. Respect
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Me, I just served for 4 years in the Air Force in my country, and I also served here in the U.S. and Germany just as a civil in the kitchen,
Oh, right.
So I respect the country without a military defense. It's not country.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Absolutely.
And share out to my crew, Egon Tiger Vision.
Take care.
I'm from London, a malaria specialist. Children under 5, Nigeria has a huge malaria problem. Actually, most of sub-Saharan Africa has a malaria issue, particularly the Sahel. So I work in Nigeria with the federal government and LGA level, local government authority.
Yeah, I know.
I work in Sokoto State.
Sokoto State. You were going. No, I believe you're really.
Can you believe you stopped and
You know the names, the
I
places.
know, I do, yeah. I've been to Jigawa, Sokoto,
Ondo State.
and Anambra, yeah.
Anambra, which is close to me.
Is it? Okay.
I am from Nassau State.
They have a massive issue with large population numbers, weak health system, poor supply chain of medicines. And so there's a big malaria crisis. So most children, there's a huge death rates of children under 5 years old because they don't get access to anti-malarials or bed nets, sleeping under bed nets. People maybe are given a bed net to sleep to protect them from mosquitoes, but then they sell them for like $5. So yeah, and Nigerian population is about to explode, and it's going to overtake the USA population size. You know that. Now it's like 260 million in Nigeria. It's going to accelerate to over 400 million by 2030.
Damn. Almost like India.
Yeah, India is like 2 billion. No, it'll never be like it won't ever catch up with India. It will overtake the USA population size. So I'm here for 2 weeks for a new job. I'll be based in London, but my office is here in DC, so I'm leaving tomorrow to go back to London. So I've got the day off today, so I'm just walking around. I'm trying,
I'm so glad I met you here because I spent time in London. I just get back somewhere 2018, and I live that area called Woolwich. Woolwich.
South London. Yeah.
But it is written Woolwich.
Woolwich, yeah. It's not so nice actually.
Yeah, my wow. Tell me a little.
And actually, I just met a couple I met these two people in the shopping centre on Monday, and we just got talking, and they just got evacuated from Nigeria because Boko Haram. So they're working for USAID, US government, USAID. So they've been there for like 5 years, and I just happened to meet them, and they just got pulled out of Nigeria. They got 2 days notice because Boko Haram is making some kind of like increase in activity, But it's not just like the JKK states. It's also they're coming closer to Abuja and Lagos.
So
it's a real issue, and this is also making Nigeria more of a security risk. Therefore, people are not really accessing healthcare because they're afraid to travel to the health facility. So it's a big problem.
So, what are the advice you have for Nigeria in the situation of their health and also for the security?
The problem with Nigeria is that there's a 75% of the population are under 25 years old. So there's a huge youth population that is not working. There's no jobs. So there's youth unemployment on a massive scale. And what happens? They are more vulnerable to joining these kind of terrorist organizations because they have a sense of purpose. They might get some kind of like incentives. So there's a big problem of unemployed youths.
Somebody like you know much about my country. You made mention of malaria. And what are the things we have to do for our citizens to get?
I think it's like with any country. It's just making sure people have access to healthcare, access to education, access to housing. But you can say the same issue as in America.
Gotcha.
Look at the homeless people here in the United States.
So obvious.
So it's difficult.
So obvious. So in that way, do you think our traditional medical people in Nigeria, they should emphasize on do their own things or collaborate with the pharmaceutical company in the world to assist eradicate this issue of health?
I think what you have to remember is many people tend to go to traditional doctors. In sub-Saharan Africa, most people access traditional doctors because it's more affordable. There's a trust, they know them, they're their neighbour, their friend. So most people go to a traditional, and I think it's important that the more Western medicalised health systems collaborate with the traditional health, more tribal, traditional midwives. We have to work together.
Thank you very much. That is the point we would like to have contact our allies with the advice of all, because every country have their own rules and regulations. The law of England, it doesn't have anything to do with here in America. The law in Nigeria has nothing to do with people in Germany.
No, they have their own governance systems. They have ministries. I think it's just because Nigeria has such a big population number, and the number of people is increasing. And I think the worry is there enough employment for the younger generations to become skilled to take over these jobs, and that you have a skilled workforce is the worry. We all need doctors, nurses, teachers, police officers. You need a certain number of educated level in society to function. And is there enough access to education to get these types of qualifications, especially for poorer people? But it's the same in the UK. People from poorer backgrounds, they don't tend to they don't finish high school, they don't finish college. And so they're working in, less skilled.
They travel like you. I'm sure you speak other languages.
Yes, I do.
Like which language?
I speak Swahili.
Wow. Here we have. Say how are you in Swahili?
Habari za mchana.
By Sam.
Habari za mchana is good afternoon.
Habari za
mchana.
Chana. Wow. You say it one more time so that I get it again.
Habari za mchana.
Wow. And how do you answer? How do
You
you
say salamatu.
Salamatu.
Habari za mchana.
Salamatu.
Karibu sana. Karibu sana means you're welcome.
Okay.
Karibu sana.
My God, I'm an African, but I don't know this,
Well,
man.
I know, it's strange. Yeah.
I speak a little bit French. I speak a
Okay.
little bit German.
You speak Hausa, right? Yeah.
They call us Hausa, but my tribe is Igbo. We're a tiny tribe in
Okay.
Nigeria, central Nigeria from
Okay.
Nasarawa State. Now, in my tribe,
Yeah.
we say, "Won re ayi, won
One,
ri
three,
ayi."
ayi.
You have said, "What is your name?" So I repeat, "Won re ayi,
Muri ayi.
miri eblo idabashi." Won re ayi.
Muri poppy.
Oh, mercy. What is happening to the middle file and the lower classes?
I think it's like with whenever you find natural resources, it never goes down to the people. It's never reinvested in the country. Never reinvested. It's how it is. It's like a lot of leaders won't ever use their own healthcare system. They will fly to Germany, to Switzerland, to London,
Now you're
and they will get they will go to get healthcare.
And tell me, and the poor people can't have the access to do this. And the millionaire, they just keep their own profile.
Yeah.
They will hire those people who are connected
Look
to
at
them.
you've heard what's happening in London, in the UK right now.
What's going on?
People cannot afford to put their heating on in their
Oh
houses
my God.
because
London is cold, man.
Because the oil companies
Uh,
are making billions in profits, yeah.
right.
Yet our heating has increased by 100% in cost. So normally, on average, 3 years ago, it was $100 a month to heat your house a month. Now
100.
it's like $500-600.
God,
No one's putting on their heating, and people will die of the cold in
You
the
can imagine.
highest taxed country in the world.
yeah.
UK is one of the highest tax-paying countries.
And they are the
Yet
they are the one that
poorest people
colonized.
are freezing to their asses off in their house.
What? An English who colonized the whole world
Yeah, yeah.
is happening. I can't
We're not
believe.
so powerful now. Yeah,
What?
yeah, exactly.
Oh my God! The world is turning around, man.
No, the world, we're falling apart.
What the crap?
We're falling apart.
What the crap? We need God intervention.
I don't know if God's going to help in this matter, but we need new leaders, new policy, new change. The problem is you get a lot of these leaders, well, all around the world who hold on to their power. They don't want to let go.
And you can imagine people like olden days, like Mobutu Sese Seko, Mugabe. Yeah, it's the same thing. Mugabe.
Mussolini.
You know, now you even know better than me, man. They will stay in the power for years. It's like it's their property, and people play politics with the color of the skin.
Yeah.
We have one common one blood. Ain't no blood that is white, no blood that is black or white. It's one red blood.
It is, but the world is not colorblind. That's the truth.
Nice talking to you, Poppy, man.
How did you get to the US?
As a musician, I'm traveling tour around with my musician.
So head this way. Take care, brother.
You have a dream, work on that dream to let the dream come true. Eagle on Tiger Vision, right here in Washington. This is the father that he liberates the slaves to be free. And he is Abraham Lincoln that fought to liberate them. First time in history in America. So give it a big shout out to the father. Your dream can be fulfilled when you work hard to that. And everything's gonna be possible. Conscious of life. The conscious of life is not religion. You believe that? Yeah. And so many things going on. The religion have been massacred the people. Some of them were called Muslims, some of them were called Christians, some of them are called Hindu, some of them are called every type of. So the statistic of life today, can you tell me a little bit what really conscious of life as your feeling?
Well, I've heard of somebody speak on like the word religion is kind of like another word for superstitious, right? So, like even in the Stevie Wonder song where it says, when you believe in things that you don't understand, superstitious ain't the way. So superstitious is another word for religion. If you replace that word, if you believe in things that you don't understand, religious ain't the way. So what's in here is all that matters. What's in your heart. You know what's right and wrong.
Bless you, brother, man. Much love, much love. What's your name again?
Michael.
Merry Christmas to every one of you right here in Nassau State, Nigeria.
Some of them are calling monarchy and democracy. I say, no, them are only ruling upside down, upside down, upside down, upside down, so believe it. Some of them are feeding on the blood of sufferers. Some of them are feeding on the blood of sufferers. Some of them are sucking on the blood of sufferers. Some of them are sucking on the blood of sufferers. The new generations are fighting for many. For the dictator, they say, all the power is for one man. And communists say they don't want private business. For monarchy say the power belongs to king or queen. Democracy has of men, the power is for people with money. Democracy is of women, the power is for people with money. I say, them are beef on the blood of suffer one. You can hear my voice, revolution, upside down, upside down, upside down, upside down, upside down, upside down. Blood, they suffer once, I say. They roll, upside down for a long time ago. You got to fight to change them. Dedicate this song to my mom and dad, Algana and Abashi Oga.
Christmas, this is Merry Christmas tree right here. Christmas, that White House, that house right here.
Bangala,